Hi. So today we're going to talk about dilations. We're going to talk about how to identify and perform dilations of different plane figures on a coordinate plane. Let's go ahead and get started. In your flip book, let's go ahead and find this page where you can see 15 and 16. And at the top it says a dilation changes, and we want to know, what does the dilation do? If you think about when you go to an eye doctor, sometimes you have to get your eyes dilated, and that means they're changing the size of your pupil so they can look inside and see how healthy your eye is. Well, dilating a shape is similar. So when we are talking about a dilation of a plane figure, we're talking about changing the size of the figure. And when we do that, we're going to change it by using what they call a scale factor. So we're going to change the size of a figure using a scale factor, and in this case, we're going to call it K. Sometimes it'll be called something different, but for today's lesson, we're going to talk about the scale factor being K. So let's look over here. If K is less than 1, so if our scale factor is less than 1, then what does that mean? What kind of change in size will that mean for our shape? Well, we're going to have a reduction. That means we're going to make it a smaller size than it was before. So the pre-image will be larger than the image if K, or whatever our scale factor is less than 1. Well, great. What if the scale factor is greater than 1? In that case, well, wouldn't it make sense if your scale factor is greater than 1, then it's going to make our image larger. It's called an enlargement. Okay, so let's do some practicing right now. Here we have, in our first example, we have that we have a triangle QRS with the vertices Q at -4, 1, R at 0, 3, and S at 1, -2. And our scale factor is 2. So in this case, what we want to do is we're going to multiply our vertice by the scale factor of 2 to figure out what the new location is going to be. So again, we're going to take each point within our vertex, and we're going to see if we multiply it by whatever the scale factor is. So really, scale factor means we're going to be using multiplication. If you want to go ahead and add that, feel free to do so. Multiplication is the key operator. So Q is -4, 1, and it says by a scale factor of 2. That means we're going to multiply everything times 2. So -4 times 2 is -8. I'm going to go ahead and write our new image points down, and then I will map it afterwards. And 2 times 1 is 2. So Q prime is going to be at -8, 2. R is 0, 3, and we're going to multiply that times 2. So 0 times 2 stays 0, and 3 times 2 is now 6. And now we're going to multiply S vertice times 2. So 1 times 2 is 2, and -2 times 2 is -4. Okay? Go ahead, and now that we have those ordered pairs, go ahead and draw that image into your book. As you can see, I've gone ahead and added our image shape of Q prime, R prime, S prime to our coordinate plane, and you can see that it got to be a larger shape of a triangle by multiplying it times 2. Let's look at our next one. We're looking at a parallelogram, J, K, L, and M, with those vertices, and it says that our scale factor this time is going to be 3. So that means, again, just like the other time, since it's larger than 1, we're going to multiply everything times 3. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So J times 3 is -6 and -3. And K times 3 is -3 and 3. L times 3 is 6 and 6. And then finally, m times 3 is 3 and 0. And I'm going to go ahead and add our ordered pairs to our coordinate plane and draw what my image will be. And now I've gone ahead and added that parallelogram with our scale factor of 3. So it enlarged our shape by multiplying every point times 3. And that's what the new image looks like. Go ahead and make sure that your flipbook is updated with all this information. All right. Now in your notebook, let's go ahead and add this information. And this is just explaining it a little bit better. If a scale factor is greater than 1, so this is what we talked about before. If a scale factor is greater than 1, then the figure becomes larger. That would make sense. We're multiplying it by a whole number. So for example, 0, 3, with a scale factor of 3, our new ordered pair is going to be, let's get it out of the way, I apologize, 0 and 9. We multiply 0 times 3 and then 3 times 3. And that's our new ordered pair. Now, if we have a scale factor that is less than 1, that means fractional, then the figure becomes smaller. So for example, 12 times 0, if the scale factor is 1/3, we want to find what 1/3 of those ordered pairs would be. And we would see that it's 4 and 0. 1/3 of 12 is 4, and 1/3 of 0 is 0. Make sure you have this information in your notebook. All right, well, let's do some practicing with making our images smaller, our pre-images smaller. All right, so it says in this case, we have a scale factor of 1/4. Okay, that means we are going to divide all of our vertices, we're going to divide them by 4. Okay, so if C is 0, 4, then 0 divided by 4 remains 0, and 4 divided by 4 is 1. D is 4, 12, so 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. And then we have E and F, so I'm going to go ahead and divide each of those by 4, and I get 3 and 2 for E, and then I would get 2 and 1/2. I would get 1/2 for F. Very good. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to our shape. And if I did it right, my new quadrilateral will be smaller for my image than it was the pre-image. All right, well, hopefully now you have been able to put in your parallelogram or quadrilateral, and it should look similar to what mine looks like. Let's move on to the triangle. So triangle LMN with those vertices, and the scale factor is 2/5. So we're going to want to figure out, we're going to divide, in this case we'll divide by 5, and then we're going to multiply that answer times 2 to get our new point. Okay, so we have L here, M, and N. Go ahead and see if you can figure out what those answers are before I put them up for you. And after we have done the scale factor of 2/5, you should get that these are going to be your new ordered pairs. So go ahead and put those in. 0 and 2 for L prime, and 2, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 for M prime, and 4, negative 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. This is going to be N prime, and if we connect those, we see we have that triangle, and it is 2/5 the size of our pre-image. That's our new image. Very good. All right, let's do a few more examples, a few more practice problems. Triangle ABC is shown below. What are the coordinates after the pre-image has been dilated by a scale factor of 3? All right, so since 3 is larger than 1, we are going to go ahead and multiply everything times 3. So if A was 0, 3, A prime is going to be 0 and 9. B was 0, 0, and B prime remains 0, 0. And C was 4, 0, so it will now become 12, 0. And we need to add this new shape. And as you can see, by adding those points onto our coordinate plane, our triangle is now significantly larger than our pre-image was. All right, our next example says that we're going to multiply the the rectangle by a scale factor of 1/2. So since this is less than 1, again, it's less than 1, that means we are going to divide to get it. And our new image should be smaller than the pre-image was. All right, so then D prime is going to be 0, 3. 0, 0 stays exactly the same. And then it will be 6, 0. And then it will be 6 and 3. So let's go ahead and add that information to our video. And now there we have the new rectangle that is the image of our pre-image, and you can see that it is smaller. It's half the size of our other image. Okay, excellent. Let's go ahead and move on then. For your homework tonight, the Your Turn page, here are your two problems, questions number 19 and 20. Go ahead and make sure you do the pre-image and the final image on your book, and we'll talk about it tomorrow and answer any questions you have. Bye now.